I wasn't going to talk about this, but, why not vent the truth, right? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Will Cotchery, with another episode of the Sports Binge, the program where you get relaxed and get informed. I'm so glad you guys could join me for yet another episode. As you can see, I got my new background, so I'm excited about that, but I wish I was debuting this background on a more pleasant topic, but that's not the that's not the case today, though. But before I get into that topic, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this on my YouTube videos to spread the word and to spread the reach. Now, the NFL announced its 2010's All-Pro team earlier today, and of course, you have like Adrian Peterson, Richard Sherman, Darrelle Revis, and a lot of other guys that are really just expected to be on that list. But really, the biggest thing that caught my eye was the quarterbacks. And the two quarterbacks that were included in the team were Tom Brady, the GOAT, and Aaron Rodgers. So obviously, for most of the country, it's not really a shock that those two guys were mentioned on the list, especially with Tom Brady, with what he's accomplished in his career, just in this decade alone, winning two of his 3 MVPs in this decade, likewise with Aaron Rodgers. But once again, I feel like it's really an indictment once again. It's really a disrespect against Drew Brees because of what he's accomplished statistically in his career and what he's done for the New Orleans Saints franchise. So when you look, and it's interesting that this came out today because I just did a video a few months ago back in late December about him being snubbed from the NFL's all-time team, all 100 team, which it was even bigger disrespect, even a bigger snub than this one. It may be a shock to other people, but it's not a shock to me that really it's not really a surprise, unfortunately, at this point that he was snubbed from both teams. But it's the fact is the principle behind him still being really nationally underappreciated. And I did post a tweet about this a couple of days ago about Drew Brees just doesn't get the respect that he deserves. And I'm going to put a picture of that tweet. And I was basically saying that despite all the 5,000-yard seasons, leading the league in passing yards countless times, becoming just holding numerous NFL records and really just bringing the New Orleans Saints franchise to a whole nother level of class in the National Football League's history, because he brought them their only championship. After the city and the region was ravaged by Hurricane Katrina, he really changed the culture and the whole wide perception of how people view the New Orleans Saints franchise. So going back to those things, for him to yet again be excluded for such a prestigious list is it's an abomination, and it's an indictment against the National Football League, and just an indictment against everybody who votes on this type of stuff. But really, I do blame the fans, though. I do blame I blame the national media, because when they pick favorites, it's just like, oh, this guy was just so much talent. He's so much more talented than other guys. And so going back to the tweet that I posted a few days ago, I was basically saying that from 2012 to 2016, those 5 season stretch really hurt Drew Brees' legacy in terms of him, those 7 to 9 seasons back to back, including the bounty because of Bountygate, really just carrying those years of carrying just awful defenses, putrid defenses. That 2012 defense, was historically the worst in the history of the National Football League. But despite all that, and losing his coach for that one season, carrying poor teams, the mismanagement of the offseason with the draft, missed draft picks, missed free agent selections and signings, it really set Drew Brees back historically, despite his unbelievable astronomical numbers. And I did got really some positive feedback. It didn't go viral, or anything, but it really did get some viral. It really got some positive feedback, which I was pleased with, because that is the truth, man. That's why I try to preach on my channel. If I'm gonna have an opinion, I want to base it off facts as well. But anyway, it just, like I said, it is, it's crazy, because I feel like that, Drew Brees is really becoming the John Stockton of the National Football League. I feel like that's as far as career is concerned, I feel like that's one of his biggest NBA comparison. Because John Stockton is just like all-time assist man in the NBA history, this is what the games played, just really the durability in his career. But because he wasn't the most physically gifted or the most talented guy, and didn't have the MVPs to show for it, because MVPs do carry weight for a lot of people. It's unfortunate that those guys should be looked at far more. They should be far more revered than what they are. Because John Stockton, despite his success and longevity of his career, he wasn't as gifted as a Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, whatever the case may be. Likewise with Drew Brees, he doesn't have the arm like Tom Brady, doesn't have the physical tools like a Aaron Rodgers, he's really just not historically revealed to the point where he should be. And it goes back to just like I said before, he was snubbed from the All NFL, All Time team. Once again, he's just really not getting his due credit. And it's funny because I'm looking down because I can't be shocked at this point. I mean, I shouldn't be shocked at this point, but it's mind-boggling to me. It really is. And but this is why I always tell people, as a diehard Lakers fan and as a diehard New York Yankees fan also, I know the value of championships. I know what it does. It's not even just about being a bigger market, because those franchises have to be bigger markets, but they have the long-term success and long-term history. And this is why I always tell fans year for years, like, that's why we look at championships like fans of those franchises, they hold championships to a high esteem, because a lot of these superstar athletes, they're going to get the numbers regardless. You see what I'm saying? But it's something about one ring, especially multiple rings, it just puts you in a whole nother stratosphere, and it really it helps further separate you from the rest of the competition as far as like a historical context is concerned. But like I said, I just wanted to chime in on that real quick. Like I said before, I wasn't going to talk about this. But I know I had to vent something. Like, if I was going to vent, I'm going to vent to the people. And if I'm going to vent to the people, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. So, like I said, once again, it shouldn't be news. It's not really news, but once again, we post these videos because it's really, you have to, if people could really see, really just take the time out to really see how great, unbelievably great Drew Brees has been in his career. If we take it out, he doesn't have the talent. If we take all that stuff out, because people value stats, they value numbers, but yet again, a guy who has pretty much all like the main records in league history is once again snubbed from a list. But it's I know a list may not mean everything, but it's a certain validation. Especially he should get that validation, and it's a shame that he hasn't up to this point. But like I said, that's it. That's all. You guys be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this and all my videos to spread the word, spread the reach. Will Cotchery from the Sports Binge. You guys have a blessed day.